regimented versus sporadic schedules, and how people with both, either or, can still win at their fitness goals. So the reason I make this is because I often have people telling me that my schedule's too sporadic, I just can't implement fitness into my life, and that's not true the way I see it, so I wanted to explain why. Okay, but then on the other hand, you still have people having a hard time to implement it because they're too busy and they're too regimented. They're regimented and they think they're too busy because they have a full schedule all the time, right? So they have an issue as well, right? And then everyone in between who has kind of sporadic, or maybe they have part-time schedules, they all have their own kind of struggles with time and fitting things in. So what we're going to start with is the people that are most regimented. So these guys across the top, okay, so the squares represent regimented days, okay, so this is a whole week, and every single day is regimented, okay. The circles do represent the sporadic days where you maybe you don't know whether or not you're working until the night before, or you don't know what the schedule is until that day, that type of day. Okay, so the person with fully regimented schedule all 7 days a week, okay, these people have no issue scheduling tasks, okay, and getting things done. Okay, they do have struggles, even people with regimented schedules, and the ability to just put something in, see where their time slot is, and put something in if they want to get it done. It's a very valuable skill to have and a way to live, but at the same time, they have struggles with behavior as well, right? So it's one thing to put it in the schedule, it's another thing to go to the gym and act on it. So everybody has struggles no matter what kind of type of schedule you have, okay? So going to the next one right away, so we have the person who has the weekends off, or the weekends not scheduled. And by the way, this person isn't necessarily working 7 days a week, it's just that even their weekends are scheduled, okay? Maybe they go to church, maybe they go to, football practice or something, and, they have scheduled, regimented 7 days a week, no matter what, okay? The person with completely free or sporadic weekends, I should say, and then they have the 5 days a week. This person is kind of the full-time worker, right? 40 hours a week, regimented during the weeks. Okay, you know what you're doing during the weeks. And then on the weekends, you love to just kind of do whatever you feel like, right? Or maybe you are going to the gym and doing things that are super productive, but you're just not scheduling them the same way you do during the week. So, and then of course there's the person that has the regimented days, has the sporadic days. Okay, this is maybe the part-time worker, okay, who works 3-4 days a week, has a couple days shifts. And by the way, maybe this changes week to week. Maybe next week now you have to do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in a row, as opposed to Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, like you did last week. And your roster changes week to week, or whatever. But at least you still have some sporadic days in there. And then, of course, there's the person with all sporadic days, and I do have these clients, guys, people working out in the oil field. They don't get called till the night before sometimes. They don't really know what's going on the week after week. Entrepreneur, okay? Entrepreneurs like to think they have schedules, but really you just have to do whatever you have to do that day. So even if it's scheduled stuff, it's just like, it's not consistent, and it's just completely all over the place. Your schedule's or maybe you have a combination too, because some people have half of their day scheduled and the other half free, right? So we're just going to keep it simple by going through how I put a lifestyle change and a habit into each of these types of lifestyles, okay? And then you can kind of choose which one you relate to, not just you relate to, but what you are, right? Like what you actually have been doing for the last month, or the last several months, or last year. How has your life been? What are you doing now? Where do you fall on the scale? And then really listen carefully about how I suggest you implement, and what you need to actually focus on to successfully implement the training habit into your life. Okay? So whenever I work with somebody, the first thing that is on my mind, they might want a beach body and they might want abs, but I know that they have to be able to implement behavior, consistent behavior, before they can even work on anything specific towards those goals, because that's the way I like to work, implement the infrastructure in their schedule and the effort that they're exuding into all of those workout sessions and all of that schedule, and then drop the actual work that they need to do so that they're into it right away. So time and behavior goals. So for example, okay, this person is going to have a schedule. They're going to pick out days. They're not going to have an issue with that, picking out days and time slots to go work out. What they are going to have an issue with is maybe they picked 4 days when they're really only ready to physically commit to 2 days, or maybe they picked 2 days and they were trying to be realistic about their first couple weeks working out, but they ended up not being able to go even 2 days a week, right? So instead of expecting a bunch of results from their training program, and by the way, I do design it so that if they follow it, they're going to get the results, but my focus is that they actually go to the gym, even if they just sit there for an hour and leave. That's all I really care about in the first week or two, just to demonstrate the habit. Okay, so that's what you need to be focused on if you're up here, is put that in. Okay, don't worry too much about specifics for like a couple weeks. Just try to get into the gym for that time and see if it works out, see if it's something that's sustainable. You know, maybe it was your lunch break, but you need to eat lunch. You realize after 2 weeks that you can't skip lunch and go to the gym. Okay, maybe you have to do it after work when you can eat or something like that. Okay, all right, and so before we go on to the next types of goals, I'll just quickly go over. So this person basically does the same thing, right? They have a really easy time putting in little blocks, maybe 3 times a week for them to work out, because it's much easier for them to do it on regimented days than it is on sporadic days for them, right? And it's less daunting. They don't feel like, they have a weekend of work coming up. This person gets 2 regimented days of working out a week, and then they get the option to do their final session. If they wanted to work out 3 times a week, they can do their final session anytime, any of the 3 sporadic days of their week, or whenever, right? So as long as they do that extra session within those 3 days, then they've hit their volume goal. Okay, now the person on the bottom who has so this is their task. Okay, this person's tasks are one after the other. This person, when they're planned, this person's tasks are like, okay, I need to do this, but I'm just gonna kind of prioritize everything based on what I need to do today, and I'm just going to do it, and whoever calls, I need to do that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's not that they're unorganized, guys, it's just that that's how they operate, and that's how what their job requires, and that's just how they are, and people operate successfully like that, okay? So that's fine, okay? But the thing is, they can't just say, okay, well, I'm going to commit this block, and commit this block to working out in this block, because it's impossible, right? So what they have to do is I have to give them an overall volume goal. Okay, sorry, the pen's not working very well. So if this person was their goal was 3 hours a week, okay, 1, 1, 1, this person, and that specific days, this person's is 3 hours a week, okay? And I'm not saying it's the absolute best way to train is all sporadically, but at the same time, daily training is not sporadic, okay? If you can implement fitness habits every single day, whatever your lifestyle is, okay, whether it's you're in an elevator a lot and you can do push-ups by the time you get to the top floor, or you can do ankle raises when you're standing in a crowd, even though people think you're weird, but at least you're getting your fitness goals in, right? Or you can, every time you see a playground, you can go hang on the monkey bars for 5 minutes, okay? And you just add it all up, and over the whole week, it's 3 hours. So that's how we do that sometimes. And then this person has 3 days a week. This person has 3 days a week, okay? And not that everybody needs 3 days a week, I'm just demonstrating how if someone's goals require them to work out 3 days a week, or 3 hours a week, 3 hours a week, whatever the goal is, whatever the schedule is, there's an absolute way to do it. Like there's absolutely a way to do it, guys. Lastly, after that 3 hours a week is consistent, so they've been going to the gym and sitting there 3 times a week for an hour each time, now you can say, okay, you want to be able to do a muscle up, now you're going to spend that time doing this. Okay, you want to be able to squat 300 pounds, now you're spending that time doing this. They're already in the gym, it's much easier to implement into the life. So that's how you want to think about it, guys, and that's how I kind of get you started and set up for success. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions about this, okay, so it's time first, time and behavior goals first, then it's volume goals. Okay, then it's specific work goals, okay, specificity of what you want to achieve and more of where you're at more of an elite level to actually get real goals, right, and maintain them, because the habit is already there and now it's part of your DNA and how you operate and who you are. So it's a lot more maintainable throughout your life, guys.